before even able to sustain that fundraiser. So those kind of things I've learned over the last 5-6 years of things that we used to do and are doing, but we seem to be able to fundraise well enough to give out 4 $2,000 scholarships to students, as well as $3,000 roughly in grants that support.
Welcome to the Koolers Lifestyle podcast. I'm your host, Matt Kuehlhorn, and I'm excited to have you join me as I interview community members and business leaders from the communities in which I live, work, and serve through my business, Kooler Garage Doors. We're going to bring you highlights on characters in our communities. Why? Because community matters, and I want to know more about who is behind our business and leadership in order to understand and support the community fabric that our relationships make up. And collectively, we can build stronger communities that support our lifestyles, our youth, and our health. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Koolers Lifestyle podcast. I'm your host, Matt Kuehlhorn. Today I have 2 guests from the Rotary Club of Gunnison. We have Dori Scott, who's the current president, and Daniel Bruce, the treasurer. Welcome, you two. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, glad to be here.
I'd love to take a moment and offer you to each a moment just to share what you're doing professionally currently and how long you've been a part of the Rotary. How about you, Dori?
I am currently the Assistant Banking Center Manager at Community Banks of Colorado, and I joined Rotary about 3 years ago.
Awesome. And how about you, Daniel?
I'm the Executive Director of 6 Points Evaluation and Training, working with adults with developmental disabilities, providing a whole array of services for them. And I joined Rotary actually back in 2010.
Okay.
And before I even moved to Gunnison, so I've been a Rotarian here in Gunnison since 2016.
Beautiful. I already just want to flag a future conversation with you, Daniel, so that we can highlight and talk about 6 Points and the members of the community that 6 Points, really serves. And that's a beautiful organization.
That'd be great.
Dori, you and I met years ago through the Gunnison Mentoring Program, and you were a fantastic mentor. Catch me up a little bit. It's been a while since we've connected. Was there a time where you left the Valley and came back? Or have you been here for all of your life?
Yeah, so I moved to Gunnison when I was in 8th grade from Michigan.
Awesome.
And I went to high school here, which is when I joined Mentors, and I actually am still a part of the Mentors program. So
Beautiful.
I still have a mentee, and I'm doing that. But I did leave after I graduated high school. I went to Greeley and went to the University of Northern Colorado. And I always told myself that I probably wasn't going to come back here. I was going to work on the Front Range and do that whole thing. And then sure enough, after I graduated college, I didn't really know where I was going to go or what I was going to do. I didn't really have a plan, to be honest. And my dad and my stepmom were both working at Community Banks of Colorado, and they're like, hey, there's an opening here. So I was like, all right, I'll come back and do that for a little while. And I've been doing it for 5 years. So now I'm here and not planning on going anywhere. And yeah, still a part of the Mentors. And I also joined Rotary in the meantime too.
I love that. What brought you to the Rotary?
When I was in high school, I got a scholarship actually, I did get offered a scholarship from the Rotary Club for college. And then also, I got selected to go to a camp my junior year called RILA. And so that's kind of how I got to know the Rotary.
Yeah, wonderful. And we may have asked this years ago, but what part of Michigan?
I'm from right here
Right
in the South Lyon area, 45 minutes away from Detroit.
Yeah, right on. I grew up in Traverse City, so I'm also Michigander.
Okay, yeah. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, this is Luke from Kooler Garage Doors. Just want to take a quick second to talk about our sponsor, Sommar Garage Door Openers. In our opinion, Sommars are the highest quality product on the market today. We recommend them for all of our residential garage door installs because of the variety of features they include, such as Wi-Fi connectivity and safety features such as a fixed chain, which moves along a secure rail to ensure your garage door opens quietly and safely. Click on the link in the description to learn more about Sommar garage door openers.
Daniel, how about you, my friend? Did you mention you came out to Gunnison in 2010 or 2016?
2016 or end of 2015, we moved from Durango. We were living there at the time, and my wife worked for Fort Lewis College and wanted to progress her career, and a job opened up here at Western, and so we started looking into it. Never set foot in Gunnison, but we loved small town Colorado.
Yeah.
And we were like, maybe Durango's not all that Colorado has to offer as far as small towns. And so we came up and checked it out, and I mean, just like everybody else, is fallen in love with Gunnison and the people and small town feel, and so, but it took us. We thought we wanted to move to a big town, so we moved to Connecticut about like February of 2020, and then we were right before the pandemic hit and all that mess happened, and so we decided if we could ever move back to Colorado, we would, and things turned out where we were able to make it back here about a year ago.
Awesome.
So we're one of those that comes back even if they leave, kind of like Dori left and came back. So
Yeah.
definitely understand why people do that now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. I think a lot of folks do that.
Yeah,
we tried it for about 3 months and went to Montana and came back, and it's kind of a funny story. Tell me a little bit about the Rotary. So, I'm interested to know what the real mission of the Rotary is, and then I've got a few more questions, but who wants to take on explaining the mission of our Rotary?
I can.
Awesome.
So, our Rotary Club in Gunnison is part of a smaller organization. The Rotary is an international organization, and the main focus points of the Rotary International are basic education and literacy, community economic development, disease prevention and treatment, maternal and child health, peace building and conflict prevention, water, sanitation and hygiene, and the environment. So that's kind of what Rotary as a whole focuses on. They've had a really big part in helping to kind of stop polio worldwide. So I think that's like one of the big things that Rotary International is known for. But I think as the Gunnison Rotary, we kind of focus more on sort of like the education portion of what Rotary International focuses on. So we fundraise money for scholarships and whatnot to support youth education. And then we also, in the Gunnison Rotary Club, a lot of our members are passionate about just kind of staying connected with the community and understanding and knowing the things that are happening in Gunnison, and then also just getting to know people that we wouldn't typically see in our day-to-day lives. And I think this year we're definitely going to be pushing for a lot more community service, just because a lot of our members are interested in getting out there and kind of getting their hands dirty in the community. So that's something that we definitely are planning on picking up this upcoming year.
I love that. So a lot of youth focus locally and education, and you were, Dori, a recipient of a scholarship yourself, and you've had your heart and passion engaged with youth since I met you as a high school student. What is the real draw for you? Where does that come from?
Yeah, I guess that's a great question. I really just love kids. And I think, like, again, the youth is so important. And when I was younger, I had a lot of people who believed in me and who supported me, including the Rotary Club. And I know that I probably wouldn't have had some of the opportunities that I've had. And I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have people supporting me at that age and pushing me and kind of teaching me right from wrong. And really just believing in me. And so I think, to me, that's really important to kind of give that back, because I know that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for all of the support that I had. So I'm really passionate about, like, working with the youth and seeing how I can contribute to what was given to me, I guess.
That's beautiful. And Daniel, you had mentioned you did a little research on the history of Rotary before our conversation. What'd you dig up?
So basically, Rotary was created to provide service to others, promote integrity, and advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace throughout the fellowship of business, professional, and community leaders. Paul Harris basically started this in Chicago in, I believe, 1923. Oh, no, 1905.
Uh-huh.
February 23rd of 1905. I knew there was a 23 in there somewhere. And so he brought it together to get professionals together and for integrity of business, integrity of how they run their businesses, those kind of things. But then also for friendship, which is kind of why I joined. I mean, everywhere I've gone, because I've moved around quite a bit, I like meeting folks, and so it was kind of a way where I could give back to the community, but then also meet people in the community and meet folks that are like-minded and create those relationships and friendships. So that was a no-brainer for me, because I grew up in North Carolina. My dad and mom volunteered. He was part of many civic clubs, being a Lutheran minister. I mean, he did that to give back to the community also. So I learned it early on of how to do that, and it just stuck with me.
That's amazing. I was going to ask you, where that comes from, and so I'm hearing it's modeled, by your father, by early on in life, and outside of the Rotary, outside of 6 Points, I see you giving your time in reffing, and that's not always a thankful job.
Right.
But kudos to you to giving it up to the youth sports and to our recreational sports.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's fun. But that's part of it. It's the way to give back, and people see that, and like when you saw that, you came up and called me out on it and go, hey, that's pretty neat. And so I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. So Rotary locally, I can only imagine. And, I've been a member of the community for a number of decades, and I've been to some Rotary lunches, and I've seen some of the Rotary, it almost seems like there's years where it builds strengths, and then there's years where maybe some of the support is deteriorated over time. It almost, from my perspective, seems like we're back into ramping up, and the Rotary's gaining some momentum and some strength. What is it from your perspective? How many people are involved, and where are we going?
I can tell you that it'd be kind of neat to. I'll explain what I've learned, what Rotary used to be, and how they came about here. I mean, we're getting ready to celebrate 101
That's
years
amazing.
Here in April at our Hal Awards banquet on April 29th. But when I came in, I learned a little bit about what they used to do and that kind of thing, and used to be 100 members, if not more, and that kind of thing. They used to do the firework display on July 4th. Okay. They were a big part of that, and so the fundraising for that went to do what we're doing today, the scholarships, grants for nonprofits, those kind of things for youth. But I came on too late and didn't see the fireworks, what they used to do and that kind of thing. But people still today go, "Oh, you're Rotary? I love the fireworks display and that kind of thing." Is like, well, it's a great display, but we're not a part of the fireworks anymore. But so we had to look at other avenues of where we could fundraise. We've done, this How Yell Awards Banquet is a fundraiser for us, where we recognize a pillar in the community and a student in the community, and invite folks to come out and support that. We have an auction part of it, but then we also have done a kind of inherited a fishing tournament from the Kiwanis Club, who used to do it for 30 years, and then Kiwanis Club's no longer in town. So they asked us if we would take it over, and have done it for the past 5 or 6 years. And then last year, no water in it, so we weren't able to do it. And so now we're trying to determine if we're even able to sustain that fundraiser. So those kind of things I've learned over the last 5, 6 years of things that we used to do and are doing, but we seem to be able to fundraise well enough to give out 4 $2,000 scholarships to students, as well as $3,000 roughly in grants that support kids.
Safer.
And so it's moving forward. And when you say the excitements of Rotary is happening, we've got 20 members now. We've got a great leadership crew that are looking to expand that and are getting the word out and go towards service. And then I'll pass it over to Dori because we just had this meeting, which is perfect timing, of where we're moving forward and what we want to do.
Love it.
Yeah, to kind of echo Daniel, yes, the Rotary Club has been known for fireworks, which we don't do anymore, the fishing tournament, which we're not sure if we can continue doing. So we're really kind of just trying to find that thing that we can be known for. We want people to be able to say, "Oh, look, there's the Rotary Club out there doing whatever it may be," which we are still trying to kind of brainstorm and figure out. I think there's a lot of people in our community who aren't sure what the Rotary Club is, and they don't know what we do. And we really want to kind of get out there a little bit more to show people okay, this is what the Rotary Club does, because it is a great organization, and we love being a part of it, us in the club, because we know what it's about and we like spending time with each other and doing these things with each other. But we don't really get out there enough, I think, for other people to kind of see what we're doing. So yeah, definitely we do have our incoming president. She is awesome, and she has a lot of energy, and she's really excited about Rotary. So we're really excited about that. And like Daniel was saying, I think we have people who are really excited to continue to build this club and kind of try to make it not necessarily just what it was before, but just build it and make it into something new and make it into an awesome organization, but still keeping the traditions that Rotary has always had, the community portion of it, the community with each other, and then also being involved in the community. So we have a lot of exciting things coming forward. We're hoping that our first meeting every week, because we typically meet every Wednesday. So our first week, instead of doing our standard meeting where we just kind of come together and have a presenter, we're going to make our first week of every month service-based. So we're all going to do something together to do a community service project. And then the second week and the fourth week are going to be our typical meetings where we come together and we have somebody come in, just somebody from the community, to speak about what's going on in their organization. That gives us a nice time to get lunch together and also learn about the things that are happening in the community. And also when that person comes in and speaks to us, seeing if there's anything that we as the club can be doing for them as far as service goes. And then the third week of each month, we're hoping to kind of just be able to have a planning night for what we're going to do in the future, and kind of like a networking night, maybe grab some snacks or some drinks or something. So that's kind of where we're going as far as our schedule goes, because before we kind of just did like 3 meetings. We are meeting at Sherpa, and we just did the 3 where somebody from the community would come to speak, which is awesome and a super good time to connect with each other. But we weren't really getting out there and kind of getting our hands dirty, which a lot of our members are wanting to do now. So.
Yeah, I love that. And is the Rotary for any community member or business owners specifically?
No, it is for any community member. So a lot of us aren't business owners. I'm not a business owner, and we can have business owners who are members, and either they can choose to come to the club themselves, or they can sponsor somebody else to join the club. But it's for anybody who's interested in kind of just building a community with each other and getting out there and serving.
Yeah, beautiful. So a true civic oriented.
I think that's the neat thing is, Matt, is we do have business sponsorships or business memberships. Like we have one here at 6 Points, and so anyone can go to the meetings or do, and it just spreads the love in the business. I mean, the motto is service above self, and I mean, especially nonprofits, we're service above self, and so we invite everyone to come out and help us, and so it's open to everyone.
Beautiful. I'd like this question to land on both of you. I'm interested in both of your perspectives. So from where you sit, how might businesses and community leaders work even more together for the greater good?
Do you want me to go first, Daniel, or do you want to go first?
Go for it.
I think one big thing could be communication. I think, like, for me personally, I don't, other than like the members that we have in Rotary, we have 20 members, and probably not all of our 20 members are active members, so I don't even get to interact with some of the members of the club all the time. So I really don't necessarily like know all of the leaders in our community, and I don't really feel like I have like a good place. I mean, the Rotary Club could be a good place, but I feel like for me it's communication, because I'd like to kind of get to know more of the business leaders locally and kind of see where their thoughts are and how we could build a better community. I think again, just kind of supporting each other and seeing, like, that was one big thing that we were missing in our club. We had all these people who are leaders of their businesses coming in and just kind of telling us what they were doing, but then we didn't really ask them, like, hey, what could we be doing for you in return? And I think that was one big thing that was missing, like, just in our club. And I can see, like, community-wide how that could potentially be missing as well. Like, we know what each other do, but, like, I think we're focusing more on that compared to what can we do for each other kind of thing. So I think just, like, kind of communicating and having open relationships with each other could really help with that. And I think if we come together as a team, then we can accomplish a lot more in the community.
I love that. What do you see, Daniel?
It's actually kind of neat, and that's kind of why we moved back and why we love living here is because I'll go out and help. We're out and about, and I'll see these community leaders. It's I'll see the mayor downtown. I mean, having dinner, right? I mean, it's just such a small town that you always run into folks that have these leadership positions, and that's the part of Rotary that I enjoy, is that with the community projects, service projects that we do. I mean, when I went to the food pantry at the beginning of the month, there are so many people there that already knew, because I run into them at other leadership or other non service areas, I guess.
Yeah.
because they're always helping. And then the folks that I don't know, I get to know them at those events. So when you say, how can we work together? A lot of times we already are, which is kind of fascinating because you don't get that in the bigger cities. I didn't get that in Durango. But here I get that feel. And because people want to help and they want to come out and do that. And then that's where the communication part comes in that Dori was talking about. You get to talking, and then what else comes out of that? Yeah, you can have a forum, you can have you can invite people, but these little meetings or when you're out providing service, good conversations start up, and then who knows what kind of ideas could come out of it. And so it's kind of fun to go out and see that.
I love that. And I appreciate you two jumping on and really talking about the Rotary. I think it's one of the, as historically, a quieter organization, and it's not always on other people's radars, and yet it is doing really good work. And it's part of the community fabric that makes this community what it is. And what I keep recognizing throughout some of my past jobs and interactions, and then my now conversations, is, our community has what I call a lot of protective factors, a lot of supports for the youth. We still have many challenges ahead of us, and it is through this collaboration, it is through the communications that we find the solutions. And so kudos to you for being a part of the Rotary. I'm really excited to get more information out there on the Rotary and potentially encourage some listeners to jump in, get their hands dirty, become a volunteer. So Dori, will you tell us how people can engage with the Rotary and find out more information on how to either get involved or to write a check?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have a Facebook page, and then we also have a website. So all of our contact information is on the website, and then you can also reach out to myself, Daniel, Charles Tudor directly. Again, our contact information is on the website. So yeah, or if you happen to know one of us and you want to get involved, just let us know. You can text us, call us, come up to us where we work. I'm at the bank, Daniel's at 6 Points. Yeah, so those are a couple different options. And then we have an application process. And yeah.
Are lunches open for guests?
Yeah, so we are currently meeting at Sherpa at noon. And again, if that changes, that information will also be updated on our website. But yeah, as of right now, guests are definitely welcome to join. Again, I would say probably reach out to one of us just so that we're aware that you're coming, and we can make sure it's not going to be like a business meeting. I mean, if you're interested in joining a business meeting, of course you can, but those aren't always our most exciting meetings to join for the first time. So yeah, just definitely anybody can come to our lunches, but I'd say just give us a heads up so we can be prepared for you, and we can make sure that you feel welcomed, and that again we are making your first experience with Rotary like entertaining. Yeah, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, beautiful. So folks listening, Rotary Club of Gunnison co.com is the website, and there you'll find contact information. And reach out if you want to join a lunch to see what that's all about, and certainly reach out to see how you might be able to get involved. As I understand it, businesses can become members, and then somebody from that business can represent and be an interactive part of the community. And the Rotary's doing great work throughout the community, supporting youth and other civic style events. I love it. Any closing thoughts from either of you or both of you?
I think one closing thought would be we're looking to get out there and start doing things. I think Rotary could be an avenue for folks to join and be able to get to do that. I mean, it's a very minimal membership fee, and so but the avenue is where you want to look and where we can get you out there, and the neat thing is that we create leadership opportunities. I mean, Dori's not getting paid to be the president of our club. It's a volunteer organization, but she learns those leadership skills, or hones in on her leadership skills of what she's already done. And so it's to me that was very appealing whenever I came in. And as a past president, it really is a neat opportunity to learn those skills also.
Love that.
Yeah, I would just totally agree with Daniel, and then also just say, yeah, it's been a really awesome experience for me, just kind of getting to know people that I, again, probably wouldn't have ran into on my day-to-day life. So it's been really nice just getting to know new people. It's an awesome community, and I'm definitely thankful that I took the leap to get to know, or to join the club. So if anybody is interested in joining, definitely let us know. It's really fun. And thank you, Matt, so much for giving us this avenue to kind of talk about the Rotary and, yeah, just get to share what we're about.
Yeah, I appreciate learning about it, and I'm excited to get the information out there. And again, if you're listening, check them out, Rotary Club of Gunnison, co.com, and we'll have that link in our show notes. And Dori, Daniel, I appreciate you both. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.